Welcome back to Daily Flash. I'm Riesa, Pascal. When it comes to losing weight, there's no shortage of diet advice, right? Well, joining us now is nutrition and health specialist Sarah Baker to help us debunk some common diet myths. Sarah, welcome back to the show.
So, my dear, thank you so much for having me. I'm happy to be back.
Oh, we're lucky to have you because, this is a very timely subject. All times,
Oh,
right? We always are caring about our diet and everything. Now, you have 4 diet myths that we're going to discuss. I want to start off with the first one. You say losing weight is all about calories in and calories out. Let's talk about that. Break it down for us.
yes. So, calories in, calories out is such an outdated, old dogmatic approach to really dieting. And so, yes, you can technically lose weight by eating fewer calories, but there are so many other factors that can affect weight loss. This could be your hormone imbalances, sleep quality, chronic stress, toxin load, the state of your gut health. So many factors can come to play with if you can lose weight or not. So, calories in, calories out also doesn't account for our body's metabolic adaptation to weight loss, meaning that so many of us women especially, have been in a caloric deficit for years, and therefore this decreases our resting metabolic rate. This results in weight loss resistance because our body's been nutrient deprived. So don't do the calories in, calories out anymore.
Wow, I definitely feel convicted with that one. I've tried that before, and I'm like, doing the cleanses and all that stuff, and I definitely see where that is a myth here. Okay, we have another one. Carbs are bad for you. I think people really want to hear why this one is a myth.
Yeah. So for this one, I like to turn this into like X food group is bad for you because there's so many dogmatic camps out there saying that carbs are bad, fat is bad, vegetables are bad because of their anti-nutrients and so on. So I really hate it when folks online claim a food group is bad for everyone because this is such a blanketed term. So let's use carbs as an example. So for maybe a pre-diabetic or a diabetic, certain carbs can be bad. Someone who has an autoimmune disease, carbs in the form of gluten can be bad. For someone who is under severe stress or going through a tumultuous period, carbs are actually good for you. For
Wow.
somebody that's been depriving themselves of calories for too long, carbs can actually be good for you. So the point here is that we're also vastly unique and have different bio-individual needs, that you can't just say one food group is bad for all. It just doesn't work that way. That's why it's so important to work with a nutritionist instead of following just all the online dieting advice that's out there.
And there is plenty of it out there, right? Well, this
Yeah.
next one, this is interesting. All calories are created equal. So some people might think that contradicts the first one, calories in, calories out. Let's talk about this one.
Yeah, so this one's kind of similar to the first myth. So, for those who are losing weight and who are following the old approach of just being in a caloric deficit, they could be eating junk all day, but keeping it to like 1,500 calories or yes. Sure, maybe you'll lose some weight temporarily, but what are all these processed bars or protein replacement powders going to do for you nutritionally? What if you're eating cupcakes every day, but still hitting that deficit, but you're enjoying that pure cane sugar day in and day out? Well, that's going to cause another type of metabolic illness or disease. So the point here is that the types of calories are even more important than simply just counting calories, because everyone's reason for weight loss is so different. If you're trying to lose weight because you have insulin resistance, for example, then you need to have very specific types of calories and foods versus just counting down on calories.
I see. Okay. So all calories are not created equal. Noted.
Nope.
Now let's talk about low fat, fat free foods. If they're better for you, we see it. We're in the store. We see it big letters all over the cartons. So what's the truth?
Oh, yeah. So when you're shopping for your dairy products, for example, and you're looking for that low fat yogurt, low fat cottage cheese is having a huge moment right now. A lot of these products actually have fillers, additives, and sugars in them that are working against your health goals. And consuming low fat foods is not really even healthier necessarily than consuming full fat versions, also depending on the type of fat too. There's also studies showing that low fat diets may even not be effective for weight loss at all. So we want to look at the types of fats we're eating instead. So you want to opt for all those healthy fats like the olive oil, avocado, nut seeds, coconut oil, and stay away from the trans fats that are found in a lot of those processed foods we like to reach for. My motto in general is always keep it simple and focus on whole foods that you can source from the earth, and you will always be in the clear. The more you can cook from home, the better. Eat and bonus tip, eat that raw cheese versus processed cheese.
Oh, okay. A little bonus there. Excellent,
Mhm.
excellent. So, this is something I've always grown up hearing that I'm not supposed to eat at night. And then I went to Spain. I spent some time in Spain, and they all eat dinner super late. For the most part, they looked fairly healthy. So, what are the rules that you suggest about eating out at night? Not
Yeah,
eating
so
out, eating at night. Yes.
Yeah, so time restricted eating is such an interesting area of research right now. So there's been a lot of studies showing that intermittent fasting is also a big trend. So there's been studies showing that when you eat earlier in the day and you start that fasting period, let's say like 5 p.m. versus 9 p.m., that is actually healthier for your hormones, better for your digestive system because you're allowing your digestive system to go through a full migrating motor complex, meaning that you're digesting all of your food, is getting assimilated into your intestines, and your gut is also healing overnight. If you eat a little bit too later in the evening, you don't allow your gut to go through all those healing processes. But
Right.
I'm sure those in Spain that are eating late, they're also eating later in the day. So maybe doing natural intermittent fasting, or maybe they don't eat until like 10 a.m. or 11. And so,
Okay.
because their circadian rhythm is used to that, it works for them. But in general, I always like to say if you're going to try intermittent fasting, have your dinner like, an elder and eat at 5 p.m. And then you can have a good breakfast and good lunch.
I love that. Excellent advice. You always bring such great advice on the show. We love having you, Sarah. Where can people go for more information?
Yes, so I have two websites. Balancebabe.com is where you can find over 700 articles on health and wellness. And then, of course, on my Instagram, Sarah Baker Health.
Excellent. Sarah Baker Health. We love having you. Thanks for joining us. We'll be back with more Daily Flash right after this.